Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another tutorial on how to paint butterflies. This is still the same painting that I had the hardwood floors tutorial on, but now I'm working on the butterflies in the painting, and as you can see I'm lining them up with a pencil first, just to kind of see where they are. And these are the first butterflies that I'm doing in the whole painting. There's lots of butterflies in this, and I started lining them up, and these were the only ones that I did that with, basically. So you will see that I'm kind of like trying and failing on some different stuff in this one. But I thought that it could be an interesting video anyways, and maybe I shouldn't really teach anything considering that I'm doing lots of stuff wrong in the beginning here. So basically the first thing I'm doing is to kind of outline the pattern a little bit, and that is the first thing I'm doing wrong also. I should have done some sort of color, I think, first, just the sort of light color that I wanted, but I started kind of the opposite. So because these two butterflies that I'm doing right here, they will be in some sort of light, and you will see, of course, when I have uploaded my speed painting video of this painting, what I mean. But there's a light shining here coming from the right side, and so these are kind of like based on monarch butterflies, but you know, a little bit loosely, not entirely. It is a painting and it's fantasy kind of, but I've been using those colors. So as you can see here, I'm painting kind of where the light hits yellow, and I'm painting where it's more shadow, I'm painting more orange. You will see later on. So here I've kind of understood a little bit more. You can see already that I should do the color first. Also, of course, you know, painting, it was sort of like wet on wet a little bit here in the beginning, so of course I did that by mistake, also by smudging a little bit of the black, but you learn while you paint, I think, very often at least. And so here I'm doing the darker colors in there. There's a lot of details on these, and here I wanted the butterflies to be stuck to the girl's dress, basically, and kind of fly off the dress. She's dancing, and I wanted the butterflies to be kind of dancing with her. And so here, of course, there's not going to be a lot of details on these butterflies because they are further back, and they are sitting, or they are stuck to her dress. So there's not a lot of details, just a little bit, and you know, kind of a darker shadow color, because they are sort of in the shadow, they're not in the light like the others. As you can see here on the left side, there's a couple of butterflies there. The one is more in the shadow, and the other one is more in the light and has more of a yellow color to it, the one that's in the light. So so yeah, the one oh yeah, there you see I'm painting more into the light again, and here you can also see more maybe the light that I'm talking about hitting sort of the background. So I think the thing you have to think about, of course, here is the perspective. And I had to sort of think about how big are the butterflies when they're close to her, and the ones that are closer to me, or the viewer, how big are they going to be? So here I'm outlining a little bit again the butterflies, but loosely now. You can see more loosely, not so much detail as I did in the beginning. Here is just kind of just very little detail, just so that I have an idea of where they are, and then I get the sort of undercolor in there. and then I paint over that. I work on that color to get, you know, the highlights or the shadows or whatever that I want. Here, this is a butterfly that is much closer. This is going to be the size of the butterflies that are the closest, and of course, because they're closer, they have a lot more detail. This one has a lot more blackish color to it. And here you see I have started to paint a little bit more of the ones that are all around. And it's really important to kind of use reference photos, I think, when you paint stuff like this. But at the same time, you have to remember one thing that's very, very important. The butterflies are in flight. Oh, here I'm painting the veil, I can see. Okay, so that's that's with this one. Anyways, the butterflies are they are flying, so it's very important then that you use lots of different butterflies. You should not have the same looking butterflies too much. And also, they never look really that flat, you know, like how you see them often in stylized drawings or pictures, or when they are pinned, you know, up in a frame or whatever. Some people have those on the walls. Yeah, they don't look like that a lot. Of course, if you catch them looking like that, that happens, but most of them are going to be in different angles than that. So here I'm working on the back of the dress a little bit, and I'm doing that before I finish those butterflies. Yeah, here you can see I have painted in a lot more of the details and more of those patterns to the butterfly with the blackish color that should be there, because these are closer to you, so you see them much more than the ones in the back, and those kind of things are really important to get the perspective. And here you can see I'm painting a butterfly on top of the dark wood, and so I'm blocking in first with the color and the light color, and that is something that I discovered during the painting. That is of course the best way to do it, because if I would outline this in the black, you wouldn't really see it. So getting in that color first. I had sort of a deadline with this painting, unfortunately, so you will see a lot here that I did kind of paint wet on wet, which is something I normally don't do. I don't do that. I usually let it dry, you know, I use fast drying medium or whatever, let it dry and then continue with my layers. So here, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time, so I had to just continue, and yeah, that wasn't so much fun, because I felt my patience didn't kind of last me as long as it usually does. But here again you see the details of the butterflies, and here I'm starting to paint in some of the details of the ones that are a bit further back. And there again I noticed later on that I painted them too dark. They were too dark, and I had to glaze over a bit later to get that kind of light, foggy look coming over the butterflies later on, because they were in the light, of course, that you will see later. But here you see that I'm putting the details in, and I am here overthinking it. I am overdoing it. I'm putting too much detail, way too much detail. You know, when they're that far away, they should just be really, the details should be really sort of vague, I would say. This is my first time painting butterflies of this magnitude, of so many. Of course I painted butterflies before, but not so many different ones in one painting. In the beginning I was planning to just make a video about these two that I started with, but I decided to just show you all of them, so that I could show you in different atmosphere and different angles and all this kind of stuff, and just talk about it. Basically, I call this a tutorial, but I think it's more of a discussion where I'm kind of taking you through the process of how I'm painting these. So yep, putting in more details, more and more details. And of course here with the dark color that I put in here, I can't really work so much on that. Like already here I was seeing that, oh, put too much details in here, but I couldn't really do much because I had to let it dry. And here you see I'm starting to put the real details, the very, very, very close details to this butterfly that is close, and they have these white dots on the black parts. And that really helped the whole painting right away. When I had put that on, those in the background that I thought were like, oh, so detailed and so like that, they went further back in the background. That helped with the perspective. I saw it right away. And that happens, you know, during a painting, of course, that you are a little bit during the painting, you're like, oh my god, this is not looking good. And then of course when you add things to the painting and to the perspective, you know, it changes quite a bit. And this was the moment for me when that changed the whole thing. So here you can see I'm putting those dots into all of those butterflies that are pretty close in front of her, let's say. It was fun to paint these. It was really fun. And I like the color of the orange and yellow together with the dress of the girl and the whole background colors and stuff that you will see once I have uploaded the whole painting, speed painting. And I will probably do that much sooner than I usually do. Usually it's a week in between videos, but I'll try to do that this weekend actually, so that you will see that. It has been finished for quite a while, standing in my room where I keep my paintings and stuff. So here you can see some pictures I have glazed over with some color there to make it more foggy. There's the ones closer to you, also closer on the other side here you can see, and the ones that are further back around her waist. So thank you for watching. Check out my Facebook page and please like it if you like what you see, and come back for more. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.